Some new numbers out today paint a clearer picture of the nation's brutal unemployment situations. Americans lost a record 20.5 million jobs last month, and that makes April the largest single month of job losses since the Great Depression. The losses in April follow steep cutbacks in March when employers slashed nearly 900,000 jobs. Analysts do say job growth could resume by Memorial Day as businesses begin to reopen. Here in Ohio, 1.1 million people have filed for unemployment. And as those numbers continue to rise, the state's unemployment fund is drying up. Reporter Marielle Carbone has more on what that means.
For nearly 2 months now,
to your unemployment claim,
we've introduced you to those struggling to receive unemployment benefits.
It's been frustrating.
And as the number of people in need continues to grow, the money needed to pay out those benefits is drying up.
Because of the accelerated number of claims, we've seen a additional stress and reduction on the state unemployment trust fund.
Right now, the state's unemployment fund stands at about $740 million. But Bruce Madsen, assistant director of the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, says it's projected to run out by the end of the month.
Probably by June 1st, we will begin to borrow from the federal government.
JFS has requested the authority to borrow up to $3.1 billion from the Federal Labor Department. The state will be responsible for paying interest on any borrowed money starting next year.
This is a wake-up call for our state.
Senator Cecil Thomas says taking on that debt is a huge concern. But for now, he says there are no talks about scaling back on unemployment benefits. Instead, he says the state will need to find a way to pull back in other areas of the budget.
The legislature is going to have to begin a major discussion on this matter going into the future, how we're going to avoid this situation from ever happening again.
We will continue to pay unemployment benefits as they are in state law, regardless of the economic situation, regardless of whether or not we have to borrow the funds from the federal government.
And the last time Ohio had to do this was back in 2009. At that time point, it borrowed $3.3 billion. That debt was finally paid off in 2016. Marielle Carbone, WCPO 9 News.